Because if you don't know how to use a DAW, if you don't know how to hear, attack, and release, and understand what threshold is,
it's getting too hot. It's getting too hot.
Yeah. All right, so let's introduce the podcast.
All right.
My name is Ife, and this is
Jackson,
where we talk to artists about the ups and downs of being an artist in this day and age from the perspective of producers and mix engineers like us and the ones you work with every day.
Close. This is the NIW Space podcast.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed the name of the podcast.
Yeah. It's okay.
Guys, it's the NIW Space podcast, all right? We're going to flash on the screen in big letters. like 90s, ads or something.
Yeah. Give them a seizure too.
Yeah.
That'll be terribly all right. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about gear.
Gear? We don't have any problems with addictions to gear, do we?
No, just, when you see me doing this, looking at a compressor, it's nothing there. It's just,
Yeah, it's just it just skins itching.
The itch.
Yeah,
No, but seriously though, so we're mix engineers, we're producers, but then artists need equipment too. Everybody's technical these days, right? And everybody needs to be able to create music with technology, right? So we're just going to talk through, as an artist, what you need. And there's going to be different criteria, different groups of artists, right? There are going to be the 9-to-5 artists, people who, go to work, come home, kiss their significant other, grab a bite to eat, and then want to record something. You know what I mean? And then there are going to be those who this is their life, they're artists, this is what they do, and they need to be able to create a body of work, for that they're going to release and tour or make money off of, or for sync, and so on and so forth. And everybody in between. So we're going to be talking about all that gear. I want to talk about something real quick.
What's that?
Without saying any names, there's a podcast you introduced me to.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on this podcast, mind you, these microphones here about what? $350, right? This is
exactly.
a Shure. I forget what it's called.
MV7 Plus.
MV7 Plus. They're about $400 each, right? There's a podcast out
like
there.
$270.
Yeah, there's a podcast out there that where for the podcast they're not singing, they're not rapping, they're using Telefunken. Do we have to bleep? We're not gonna bleep it out.
Yeah.
Telefunken Elam 251Es. Those microphones.
Well, it's that one and then a U87.
A black U87 AI. The U87 is about $4,500. Tell him how much the 251 is, Jackson.
It's about $12,000.
It's a $12,000 microphone.
And what are they doing to them?
Absolutely abusing the heck out of them.
They sound like Apple headphones.
They absolutely. It sounded terrible. It was so bad. It was clipping. It felt like chalkboard, old school chalkboard with fingernails. It was so bad.
And that just goes to show, like, if you think that just buying a higher end piece of gear is going to fix your sound, you got to know a little bit about sound. That's ridiculous. I mean, if that doesn't make you angry and you any kind involved in music at all, then something's wrong with you.
There's a book called The 4 Hour Work Week. You heard of it?
Mm-mm.
I'm going to paraphrase something from it. Anything that doesn't add value to you, and it's going to cost you, I can't remember, like a certain amount of time, a significant amount of your time. Outsource it.
Mm.
Outsource it. Like, for instance, I don't cut my own grass because at the end of the day, the amount of time that would cost me to, go buy a lawnmower, a trimmer for the hedges, and all the equipment that I need, and the time and the consistency to do it, I could just pay somebody like $50 a month
Mm.
and have it taken care of,
Yeah.
right? Um, and I don't have to remember how to, like, I mean, it's easy to use a lawnmower or whatever, but you gotta put the clothes on. If you got allergies, you gotta like cover your face, all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
When it comes to a setup for recording and creating your music and your art, you gotta really, really consider what you can do, or what's going to be beneficial to you and your time, and what's most valuable to you. Me and you have very similar stories in the sense that um, I was in a band called Alias Brown, and you were a recording artist on the cusp of getting signed,
Mm-hmm.
and we both moved into being producers and engineers because we were like, we're going to do it ourselves. And then we realized, oh my God, this thing is hard. It is difficult. It is complex. It's not called engineering because they couldn't find another word. You actually have to learn how to become an engineer.
And there's a physical aspect to that too, like building your studio
Oh yeah, absolutely,
and figuring out the path of least resistance.
absolutely.
But like music and recording doesn't have a reputation of being expensive and something that takes a lot of brain power for no reason. So all these brands and stuff, these huge companies that market to independent and small artists saying, one click fix for all your mixing problems and stuff.
We gonna get to that.
We're absolutely going to get to that.
Oh, we gonna get to that.
But there's a reason why recording studios are so big, expensive, and sought after. It's not an illusion. It's not just to look cool.
The reason why anything is expensive, why are diamonds expensive? It's because they are either hard, as of nowadays, they're hard to make. Even though you can make them in a lab, they're hard to make.
Right.
Or they're hard to find.
Right. It's been under like immense pressure in like deep parts of the earth for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. And it takes a long time. A lot of effort goes into it, right? At the end of the day, it's an exchange of energy.
Yeah.
There's an exchange of energy in a lab. It's a lot of force and energy that goes into, crushing a bunch of carbon together to form a diamond, right? Or
Right.
the earth has to do it over thousands of years to create these diamonds, right? A recording studio like Blackbird Studio in Nashville, or Chalice Studios in Hollywood, or Luminous in Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these studios are like, they've put a lot of time, energy, and effort into building them, and the people that work in them have spent a lot of time and energy learning how to work those tools to make it happen.
Right.
As an artist, if you want to do that, then you have to spend that time. Do you have 2 years to stop creating music and go learn how to do this?
Mm-mm.
Do you have a year to do it? Do you have 6 months to do that?
Maybe.
I think I started coming down in time, but really it should be going up because I haven't personally met anybody that I really like. Yo, your engineering, like the way you record or the way you mix, is really good, and it's less than 2 years or 3 years they've been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you met anybody like that? Who, like, I've only been mixing for like a year and I'm like, they're great at it.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
There's one guy I knew in New York who he went to school and was like instantly, so like 4 years, The quickest I've seen somebody, I mean, like his mixes were top of the line.
4 years.
Yeah,
That's still 4 years
right.
of
That's
dedicated,
the fastest I've
focused.
seen.
He was in school for it.
Right, that's the fastest I've seen it go. Well, I think he did trade school and then for 2 years and then internship at the studio that Tupac was shot outside of.
Oh wow!
What is that studio?
I don't remember what it's called.
In New York, I think.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I was thinking about it. I think yesterday I got back from a run. I ran 3 miles and I started walking up. Live on the 3rd floor of my apartment. I started walking up the stairs, and I turned around and walked back down because I was so. My legs were so like wobbly and wiggly.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the elevator, and then I was thinking, I was like, I'm exhausted right now. To walk up those stairs right now it'd be miserable. And so I was thinking about how the elevator, I just push a button, I instantly go up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not seeing all the years of engineering and like hard, heavy labor, heavy lifting that went into the actual creation of the elevator.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I was just thinking about that yesterday.
So that's real. You know, so back to artists, you know, singers out there, musicians, you know, I have a few clients who don't necessarily sing. They play the saxophone and they have albums, you know, like instrumental albums or whatever. A bunch of them, shout out Vendale, Andrew, Shola, Shay Sax, you know, amazing musicians. Well, they sing too, but, you know, primary instruments. So it's not even just singers alone, right?
Mm.
You know, how do you make sure that, what do you focus on? Because a singer has to focus on like songwriting and singing. A saxophone player has to practice his instrument and do all these things. Like, where do you put in time for the other things? What do you put in time for learning how to do it? If you choose to not go out to, you know, go get it done.
To other studios. So you're talking about recording specifically, right?
Yeah, recording. And at this point, if you're recording, you're kind of like low-key mixing a little bit. I'm saying, right. I guess my question is, how, for that niche area, what do you need? Is there enough software, enough AI software that can make you sound good off rip?
No, it's not even close.
Okay,
absolutely not close. But I do think that the easiest thing to learn in this space is recording, just basic tracking. Would you say so?
Yeah, I think it is.
Not clipping, having a decent room and a decent mic.
Yes.
And you want enough level to drive things, but I think that could be learned in a couple months to record decent stuff that could be sent off and mixed.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about from outside going in.
Okay.
Right. And what do we mean from outside going in? We're talking about, if you're trying to record yourself, you're trying to record your music, your beautiful art, you have to think from the outside going in, meaning the room that you're in. Are you in something that sounds like a bathroom that's like super Holly, super? Can we play that video on the? Are we gonna be allowed to do that? We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah. So we're gonna play a clip of NBA YoungBoy. Listen to how the room sounds.
In the drop top with a stolen car. Searching for my ops. Hold on. I got my green ass on. Time to get ignorant. What's happening? Watch me.
It sounds like a bathroom. It sounds kind of crazy, right?
It sounds terrible.
Yeah. And then he has this, you know, acoustic ball around the microphone that we're going to talk about as well, around it. But then I also know that YoungBoy, he also gets to work in some of the dopest studios in the world. So anybody who thinks that they're looking at that and oh yeah, that's what we're listening to on Spotify and Apple Music, no, it's not.
I guarantee you, if you found that song, there was nothing that engineer could do to get rid of that noise.
That was probably just a demo. He was just feeling the vibes when he recorded a demo.
Maybe. You never know. But I hear some stuff out there, not specifically from him, that is just like, wow, they cut maximum corners.
Right.
But
So I think a good rule of thumb is record yourself just on your phone talking. If you can tell where you are, oh, I'm in a living room, or I'm in a bathroom, or I'm in a kitchen type of thing. If you have a sense of what type of room it is, then
I
it's
just
probably not a
figured it
good
out.
room. What?
Recording in like an isolated booth, right?
Mhm.
So liken it to taking a picture. If you took a picture of me right here, or say I was in the kitchen, you took a picture of me in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen. Yeah, you could do some things to get me to not be in the kitchen. That would be like recording vocals in the kitchen, like the NBA YoungBoy video, wherever he was. If I were to go inside of a vocal booth, that would be like taking a picture of me in front of a green screen. Blank canvas with you get to start fresh. There's nothing interfering. There's going to be no light, no weird light reflections.
Can I take it a step further?
Yeah.
It's taking a picture in front of the Grand Canyon, meaning like you want it to be a picture of you in nature at the Grand Canyon, and you're actually there. There's nothing else that you want to do to it to doctor it up because it's already there. You might color grade it a little bit, you might enhance it a little bit, but it's already there. But recording in a bad room would be like recording vocals. It's like trying to take a picture in a literal kitchen and then trying to like use Photoshop to crop out the kitchen and the cabinets and put the Grand Canyon back there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you could do it, and you could put it out there.
Right. The amount of time I spent in my early days trying to mix was spent trying to fix things that were problems with my room and with my recording style that I didn't know. I thought my mixing style was wrong. And I look back at some of those sessions and I'm like, I wasn't completely wrong here, but my recording situation was wrong. So the idea is to get as close to what you'd like the mix to sound like in the recording process as humanly possible. You want to avoid having to do avoid as many corrective moves as possible.
Yeah, I
That'll save you
really,
a ton.
I really like how you started the analogy and I finished it. Because that's so dope. I'm gonna keep that forever. You know, that's so dope. That's
Right,
so
and
dope.
that's what
I hope you
I
guys
really like
understand that.
Yeah, I really like the green screen idea of it because it's the same thing with reverbs. If you can kind of mask out some nasty room reflections with like adding a bunch of reverb, but it's nasty. It's such an early reflection. Try to play with your pre-delay if you have a nasty recording, and it's just not fun because that is printed on the vocals.
Yeah.
And when you compress the vocals, it comes up right next to it.
Right.
You're not able to move it. And so it's like a green screen. If I'm recording in an isolated booth, I have an empty template. I can put myself in a room, a chamber, a hall, anything I want to.
Can I add to that? So, Jackson, what you're saying is extremely valuable and important because blank canvas is exactly what you need, because singers and just anybody who's listening, if you don't understand what compression is, you don't have to right now. But just think about it this way. If I'm talking like really, really soft and really, really loud and really, really soft, that's really what happens when you're singing. It's like soft and loud going on, right? But if you listen to your favorite songs, you notice that it doesn't sound like that. It sounds very like the word is controlled, but it sounds even. I'm trying to use like simple words. It sounds
tight.
It sounds even, right? Tight, even all the way through. You can hear everything just the same. Well, the reason they're able to do that is because they're literally taking the quiet parts that you didn't even know were originally quiet, and they're turning it up. Now, if you have a lot of crud and noise in that space, and you turn up that stuff that's like low, it's gonna bring up all that crud with it. And then all of a sudden you realize I can't get a good sound. But if it's quiet and it's a nice controlled environment, it's clean and neat, you turn up the low stuff it doesn't affect anything, and it just sounds now like you're bringing up all the quiet things from your performance, and now it just sounds really good, and that's what people equate to sounding professional.
Absolutely. Yeah, like nothing. I feel like, would you say compression is the most useful tool when achieving a professional mix?
No,
What is?
the singer.
No. You cheated.
I did.
Yeah.
How?
Go skip the singer. Straight to physical tools.
to the tools. You know the reason why I said that, and I'll go to tools.
I understand what you're saying because check this out. There's a. Have you seen the video of the girl singing in the subway, New York subway, with the guitar sitting on the floor?
Mm-hmm.
It's an iPhone recording of her doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I could plug that into my AirPods and enjoy it.
Right.
There's nothing happening. So I see what you're saying. Yes, the singer's ability to sing and put on a live show pretty much is enough.
Singers can literally compress their own vocals with their muscles in their face and their throat and their necks.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Compression happens so much faster than people realize. Like the way you put it, with like I'm singing loud and I'm singing quiet, but it's catching every little detail of your vocal, and you can set it to where it's more gradual and stuff, but it's moving fast. And that was the hardest thing for me to understand about it, was how fast it's really doing what it does, and how much it really affects what's going on.
And I think the reason why it takes so many people to learn how to mix is because of the disbelief. I feel like somehow we don't believe, like, this can't be true. This can't be real. A compressor thinks that fast.
Yeah.
Because, so, little history for you. Back when people started, when
Compressing?
compressing.
Military. It was military technology.
No. Before real compressors.
Oh.
So they would record orchestras, right? They would record orchestras, and on the little phono whatever thing they had, and then somebody had like a control of a knob, and he would literally have to be following the score. And every time they got to like a pianissimo part, like a loud section, he would turn it down in real time with the music.
That's slow.
Yeah, it's extremely slow.
Yeah.
It's like saying, I'm going to walk from here to LA, then I'm going to take a flight from here to LA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the difference between what a compressor does, that's the plane, and walking to LA, which is this guy. So he would literally turn it up and down based on so when the music was da 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 da, he would like turn it down. Then when he got to the da 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 da, he would turn it up a little bit so that you could hear all the soft parts.
Yeah.
That's how it started. So the technology came from probably someone in the military used,
right.
whatever.
So
but
they when they would walkie like radio into each other,
Mhm.
like somebody would be really quiet and somebody would come, "Ah!" and it would like blow their heads off and stuff. So this says the Western Electric 110 limiting amplifier in 1937.
I think probably like $50,000 now, but go ahead.
Dude. But yeah, it's old military tech.
Yeah.
And we adopted it. Oh, dude, I love. If you really one of the coolest ways to learn compression is by looking at the Pro C2. I think it does a great job of showing a lot of compressors have that similar graphic, and then also I really started.
And that's a fat filter plugin, Pro C2.
Yeah, I really started to grasp it when I would run like church live sessions at my church. It's the graph where it's like a slope, and the sound goes up, and the more you would turn the ratio up, the stiffer it would come and become a wall. And And so that really helped me understand. And then your knee would be that actual bend. Like, is it going to be curved or sharp? But it's such a simple thing on the outside. Like, yeah, it's going to make your loud and soft vocals even.
Yeah.
But when you dive into it, like, compression is crazy complex.
You know what's crazy? I feel like as much as we're trying to break it down, their singers are going to be like, I don't know what the heck you guys are talking about.
Yeah. All right.
And
it's important.
I appreciate
Case
that.
closed. Yeah.
Because the point is, this stuff is hard. It really is, right? So, for now, we're going to come back to compression, EQ, reverb, all those things. Let's go back to the things that every singer needs to have under control. We talked about the room. You have to be in a controlled environment. If you don't have like a nice room and this and the other, you have to find a place or an area that sounds like your closet when it has a lot of clothes in it. Something that ties in with acoustic treatment is what people try to do with microphones. Now, like if you're watching this, a video of this and not just audio, we're using these Shure microphones that have these foam covers on them, right? And some people might think that, oh yeah. Do I sound any different? You tell us in the comments if I sound any different, right? But this right here is basically a mini version of what the foam balls that go around the entire microphone do, right? That are being sold for upwards of $200. You could get some cheaper ones, but
Yeah. So, guys, these things right here, which are on the screen, we don't have one, are a complete scam. Don't do it. So, I was curious to ask you this, talk to you about this, because sound goes out from all directions of your head. And the microphone's essentially a camera. It's like we can also relate it to that. So if I'm standing in the kitchen and I take a picture of the kitchen, but I have a ball around my camera with a screen in front of it, I'm still going to be standing in the kitchen. And you will see me through the screen.
absolutely, yeah.
It's the exact same concept. All the reflections you're hearing are going in that port with your vocal.
Again, I feel like people don't really, not that they're not capable of understanding what reflections are, but people are not really thinking about it that way, right? If you're in the bathroom or in a room or in a whatever, and you have a microphone with you, even if I have this thing on it, it's still going to sound like whatever because my voice is going everywhere, right? And that's what makes it sound like whatever it is. Now, I think this is those, balls that go around the microphones. They're great if you happen to be recording on the beach, right?
Windscreen.
And there's a lot of wind coming. Like, yeah. It will definitely help a bunch.
And the most useful thing on it is going to be the pop filter.
Yeah, and then if you're watching this video again, think about it. The electronics of the mic are down here. This is not where the sound is captured. The top right here is where the sound is captured. So why the heck are you covering the whole microphone?
Right.
What does that? That doesn't do anything for you.
And random pointer, if you buy a cool looking microphone, I at least would like to see my cool looking microphone.
I mean, if it really worked, I don't mind not seeing.
Well, I
the
don't think
microphone.
it covers. I don't think it covers the entire thing. It covers like at
90%.
least 50% up.
50%.
Same thing.
But it's covering things that are not even capturing sound.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
As if your voice is going to go in that hole and be diffused against all that foam and then go into the mic.
It's almost like if I held my hand like this and did this, and then I'm like, Jeff is over there, and if he says something, I expect not to hear it because I'm blocking. It's going to go around.
Right. It's almost like
get in my ear. What are we talking
sound,
about?
An engineer once told me sound is like water. Like if you were trying to completely isolate a room, obviously any low end's gonna vibrate walls and stuff, but like it's like trying to hold water in something. You really want to seal it up. And that's the same thing with like a vocal booth. I mean, I don't see your vocal booth have a window down on it.
No.
No, absolutely not.
So here's another problem with these balls that go around the microphones is that they alter the sound of it. If I do this,
Yep.
I can promise you, I don't even know, I don't have headphones on. I'm pretty sure I sound very different,
Yeah, very true.
right? Than this,
Yeah.
right? You're messing with your sound, and then the engineers that you work with every day that we've been talking about, they have to go back in there and fix that. But then they can't forensically go in there and take out just the foam sound. They have to go in and tweak your voice and everything that's in that space. Meaning that at the end of the day, your voice is not going to sound as natural because just to be able to take that thing out, they're taking out something from your voice at the same time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. You're going to lose a lot of the good stuff. But take that $200 freaking dollars. That makes me genuinely angry that it's $200, dude.
Yeah.
You could buy easily the materials to build acoustic paneling, like 6 or 8 panels, and significantly impact the room you're in if you don't do a vocal booth of some kind.
Oh no! Can we see the acoustic panels over here? These are acoustics panels over here. Or no, maybe we'll do a still shot or something of the acoustic panels or whatever. You can get like Jackson said, you can get like a bunch of them and put them in a controlled environment, and it'll sound 10 times better
Right.
than putting one of those little foam balls on there.
Right. And even like recording a vocal in this room, I'm sure you get a different feeling, but it's not a bad feeling.
I on the other hand, we were talking about the booth. I kind of went a little bit above that because right now I can hear the air conditioning. We're using these dynamic microphones, which dynamic microphones are great, but they don't capture as much detail. They don't sound as rich as condenser mics. You know, for those of you who don't know what condenser mics are, they're like
You mean rich or
studio
or
mics.
bright?
Yeah, bright.
So I feel like these mugs are rich as could be.
They are. They
Juicy.
are. But that condenser mics have something extra that almost all professional audio is captured. If you use a condenser mic, that air conditioner that's in this room, you would hear it in the microphone, even if you have acoustic panels.
Right.
So what did I do? I built a room within a room, which is what all the big studios in the world do.
Yeah.
They have rooms within rooms,
Yep.
so that it's completely isolated. That's a room within a room. There are no parallel walls. There's
And it
acoustic
floats.
treatment inside of it. There's air gap walls inside. So it's giving the most pure sound. It's like the singer.
It's got a lot of
straight up
body in
coming
there
out of
too. I like it.
Huh?
It's got a lot of body in there. I like it. Like,
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like my voice gets heavier when I'm in there. In a good way.
It controls literally everything.
Yeah.
So you come outside, what you hear is literally your voice. And you go to like purpose-built studios. That's what they're trying to do, is capture your voice. So now, singers, I don't want to go to a studio. I want to just be able to create my music at home and put it out on Spotify. Do it. Go ahead and do it. But you have to make sure that you learn how to really, really record yourself properly, right? Using things like I was showing you the singing straws today. That those things help you warm up really, really well. You drinking tea, or you staying hydrated, drinking lots of water, not cold water, because that can mess with your voice or whatever. It doesn't matter if you're a singer, rapper, or whatever you do. So we talked about those two things. What else did we talk about? We talked about obviously the microphone, pop filters, right? The p and the t.
I used to use a sock. It did not work well. This was way back, dude. I had a blue microphone. It was like this little,
I know the mic.
you know?
And you put a sock on it.
Heck yeah. At one point, I'm pretty sure I put 2 socks on it.
I don't know what to say to you right now. Please, if you're putting socks on your microphones, first of all, that's not hygienic. I don't care if you washed it. Don't do it. Number one. And two, just go to the studio.
Yeah.
Or get a pop filter.
Dude, I should show you the mixes this guy was able to come up with when I recorded in like an empty, it was like a room this size with nothing in it. I'd have my microphone up like yelling. That guy must have done some seance or something.
He made it sound good?
At the time, what I could tell, yeah.
Have you listened to it recently?
Probably like last year maybe.
And what did it sound like?
I don't remember. I just remember being semi-impressed. Lot impressed. I don't know. Dude knew what he was doing.
I gotta hear this. I really do.
Oh, I'll have to show you something crazy. I'll show you a song that I was like screaming in this room. And this dude mixed it.
What kind of instrumentation was in it though?
Like trap.
Okay.
Trap
Lots of reverb?
And some I don't remember, dude.
Lots of reverb?
I'll have to show you.
I gotta hear it. I really gotta hear it.
Yeah.
Because in my experience, screaming in the room with no acoustic treatment has never really worked.
I would be confident to say it is impossible to like completely save it and make it sound like you recorded in a good spot.
I thought that's what you just said you did. Right?
I didn't do it. I'm saying I would tell somebody that. I'm saying this situation, I was surprised at this guy's ability. We're going to hear it probably after this, and I'm sure we'll be like, oh, I hear the room.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just what he was able to turn it into. But that's completely besides the point. What kind of microphone what should be the baseline that these singers that want to do it themselves should get?
I think in a lot of things, brand doesn't matter as much. But in the world of microphones, I think brand matters because of research and development.
Yeah.
Right? These companies that companies like Audio-Technica, like Rode, they've been doing it for a long time. They know what they're doing. We're buying into the years of research and development that they've done. Just like with producers and with artists and engineers.
Yep.
You're buying into the years of research and development that they've done. Same thing with these microphones, right?
Yeah. So check this out. Lewitt is also
I love Lewitt.
Awesome. They kind of just popped out of nowhere, it seemed like. Out of nowhere, they just launched. I saw that 1040.
Yeah, from Austria. That mic is awesome. It sounds like a 251.
Yeah. But anyhow, they have a LCT 440 for $289. That's $100 more than that eyeball thing, the foam ball. And they even have a cheaper one for $119. This mic, developed by a good company, I guarantee you it's not complete garbage.
No, it's not.
Is $60 less than that foam ball. I'm mad.
You don't like the foam ball, do you?
No, I hate it. It bothers me. People are genuinely getting scammed. If you had put that money into advertisement or promotion for one of your songs,
yeah, you'd definitely be ahead.
Dude, it's you gain nothing from that. Nothing. You just lose money. Who wants to just lose money? And I'd argue that the shields are in the same boat. The big just
the shields that go around the mic like semicircles.
Yeah. That might be even worse. Like how?
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like we're surrounded by 360 degrees by all these things, and we think that that's gonna stop. I understand that your voice might be primarily traveling in one direction, and you want to stop it from hitting the wall behind it coming back. But there's this going on. And in my experience, those things they just make the human voice sound weird. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just
right. And none of the foam, especially on the shields, like none of the foam is super thick. I know a guy who every wall in his room, probably about this size, put up those like cheap Amazon super thin foam pads. It's just as reflective when you like make noise, because there's got to be some density and some thickness to collect and absorb the sound.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's right.
So my point being, the shields have that super thin, cheap material, and what's behind that? You're singing to a plastic semicircle. I can't imagine that's gonna do wonders for you there.
Yeah.
But that's it.
If you're having really good success with the foam balls or the semicircles, man,
it.
please put a link, and we'll love to playlist it and listen to it next to stuff that we know is not in those type of environments, and see if it really truly holds up. You know, so some of the microphones that we think are really, really good, and they don't cost a lot of money. The Rode NT1A.
Or the NT1.
NT1, okay. The Audio Technica AT2020.
Yep.
Tried and true. Champ. Built like a tank. Right?
It does the
you can use it
job.
at a doorstop and then go back and record 45 minutes later.
Like your bagels?
Yeah, like a bagel. Yeah.
SM58.
SM58 is the legend itself. That mic is $100. It's a dynamic microphone. It's
And
$100.
the 57, isn't it like even cheaper?
No, sorry, it's 57 $100. I think the 58 is about the same price.
Let's see. SM57 $100.
Mm-hmm.
58. Yeah, these things are all over the 58's $100 as well. It's the more like round traditional one, and then the 48 is $69. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But the 57 and the 58 are like, I guarantee you, a lot of high end studios have those things laying all over the place.
There's a bundle by a company called Scarlett.
Scarlett or Focusrite?
Focusrite. Sorry, the company's called Focusrite. The product is called Scarlett. They have this 2i2 bundle. It comes with an audio interface, microphone, cable, and what else? Headphones.
Yeah.
Right. And that unit right there sounds good. In the Gen 4 versions, they put RedNet converters in there, which is like converters from like $5,000 interfaces into these boxes. They're like $200-$300.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great place to start. But again, iterating the room, man, the environment that you're in is extremely important.
Absolutely. What do you think about like computer wise? Obviously, depending on what you're doing is going to be is going to dictate the size of your sessions.
Okay, so we're going to keep it simple. We're not going to talk about people that are trying to produce. These are people who are getting, like, say, the instrumental, and they just want to record their vocals, right?
So that's a boat I was in, where at one point I had a MacBook Pro. It was a pretty old one, and I would have to open up just doing vocals. There was one song specifically I did where I had 4 sessions for recording the vocals.
Why 4 sessions?
Because it would start crapping out. Like I physically could not hold it all in one session.
Wow.
You want to avoid that.
Yeah.
And shout out Apple. I love Apple, dude.
If you are a Mac OS person, M series chip would be ideal. M1, M2, or M3. M4 is coming out really soon.
I don't understand how they're coming out so fast. I don't care either. Give me all of them.
Yeah, but I think if you have one of those, Intel on Mac is starting to get phased out or whatever. But if you search online, you should be able to find. If you use ChatGPT, like if I'm trying to create music for this specific computing application, try to find out what kind of computer you need. And I feel like GTP.
I'll answer
can
that
give you a
question
really good
for
answer
him.
for you.
Mac.
Mac.
There.
Let's not
ChatGPT
snob the
just
Windows
answered.
people, man. Let's not be like that.
Literally, this is my only point. If you went and bought, I wonder what the M1 Pros are at right now. They're probably pretty affordable.
Yeah.
It'd last you years, and you probably would be physically unable to.
I got my
crash the
M1
session.
Pro for $1,100.
Really? Brand new?
No,
Oh, I think mine was 1,600,
and it's nice.
or maybe like I don't know, dude. It can hold meaty sessions. I told you this. I've never once increased my buffer size. Ever.
What is it on?
Maybe, what is it? 258? Is that what?
256.
256.
Yeah.
What's right below that?
128.
Dude, I think it's on 128. Sucker's a beast. I feel like they really.
But you're in Logic. That's the reason why.
You think?
I know.
Well, then why would I ever go to anything else?
You talking about go to Studio One?
I know, but I didn't know. I'm not risking my power, dude.
No, yeah, because it's not going to optimize it like that because it's an Apple product.
Logic it is.
So with that being said, DAWs. Let's talk DAWs.
Logic. If you're in a Mac.
If you're in
a Mac, Logic. If you're just looking to do the basics, there's no reason not to, because you buy it once for $200 and will always have it on all your Mac computers for life.
If you're recording vocals only, which is with a track, Pro Tools.
If you're recording vocals
Pro
only,
Tools first.
If you're doing vocals only, you could do GarageBand, dude. If you were sending it out to a mix engineer,
GarageBand, dude.
It's mic to interface to computer. You believe DAWs have specific sounds?
No. It's not that they have specific sounds. I would rather. It's easy to send. Put it this way: you can finish recording your session, right?
Yeah.
And then just send the actual session in its entirety.
Yeah.
To an engineer. It might be a bit of almost a fool's errand to be like, hey, this is what you need to buy. This is what you need to get. Get this, get that, get this, get that, get that, get that, right? But the overall concept of outside looking in, right? We talked about your room. You know, how does the room sound? Don't let it sound like the little baby stuff,
NBA
right?
Youngboy.
Huh?
NBA Youngboy.
That was NBA Youngboy. My bad. NBA Youngboy type stuff, right? On that specific clip. And then going in, you know, taking care of your vocals is extremely important. I had a singer come in one time, and I could hear the phlegm in the microphone. And I was like, I'm gonna go get you some tea real quick. It was like, no. I'll just, you know, I just need to sing some more. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna get some tea.
Yeah.
And I went and got him some tea, and he was like, oh my God, you were right. Thank you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we would have spent and wasted literally hours. If you're going to go down this path, guys, dedicate and know that, all right, 6 months to a year, I'm going to dedicate some time to really, really learn how to do this stuff. YouTube is great, but if you can find somebody that can show you the ropes shoulder to shoulder, that'd be even better.
Shoot. Reach out to us.
I don't know.
We'll tell you what to do.
Well, yeah, we'll try.
I'm not gonna hold your hand. I'm not gonna fly to your state and do it for you. I'm saying just if you need some quick advice. We're gonna have to cut that eye roll out.
Leave it in there. I was kidding.
We just lost 1,000 potential subscribers.
No. But I mean, nobody's gonna expect us to fly out to where they are, right? Will they?
Right. No, I'm saying if you just want some quick, like if you're just like debating what you're like, should I get this one or this one?
Oh yeah.
Should I get this or this?
No.
I do want to get some creative software. What should
I
I get?
love doing that. I love
Yeah.
helping people do that.
So
Yeah, I was even, we were
Reach out
talking
to
about
us.
some hardware pieces for you that we're looking at, right?
yeah,
It was started. Yeah, I love doing that stuff.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd be happy to help. And we're gonna be giving away a free mix per episode.
Yes.
So go in the description and fill out the form and insert your music for a chance to win.
Yes.
And that'll be good. And there's gonna be a bunch of free stuff in the description.
And
Bunch of
with
good
your approval,
stuff.
we'll probably even feature it on the podcast.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And we'll break down what made this a great song
Mm-hmm.
and how it started. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you'd like your song to be reviewed, we'll review your song.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want us to listen to it for the song in itself or just technical details on the mixing, the mastering, all of that good stuff, definitely. That's for everyone.
Yeah, mix reviews. We'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Now what?
I think that we've covered everything that people need to know, and they know that they can always reach out to us if they need more, right?